Ha! Look at us, smiling away because we're very happy. This is Let's Get Real. This is actually one of the, I wouldn't say the last, but
no, we're going to do this for a while.
We're going to do this for a while, but this week we're doing Tuesday. Is it today? Tuesday,
yes.
The 2nd of June, and we're going to do one webinar a week. It's going to be Tuesday. That's because Mark and I have become very busy. That's right, because we're preparing for summer in September. So
and we want to go fishing.
And we want to go fishing and get out and go to the pubs. And we
like to go cycling. So,
yeah, you can go fishing, you can go cycling, you can go to the bars. And also, what we excuse me, we realised oh dear.
Talking about food this week, and obviously Chris has had a bit of pepper in his throat.
We realised that you guys on a Friday evening probably you want to be out and with your friends and in the bars and with your family. And that's quite normal because we've all been inside. So this is Let's Get Real Part 7, and we're talking about food. Now, food is a massive subject. There's lots of vocabulary and lots of different things you can speak about with food.
Yeah.
There's different cuisines. There is different ingredients, different equipment, different processes, how to cook, what you've got in the kitchen, loads and loads. What we're going to try to do
you've got a cooking channel on television in Spain that's 24 hours a day to talk about cooking. So we're going to cover just
the
basics.
egg?
You've got like all Hell's Kitchens. You've got I've never watched it.
So what we're going to talk about today.
I'm not a foodie. By the way, a person who really likes food, like Christian, is called a foodie.
I am a foodie. I'm a massive foodie because I love food. I love cooking, and I love everything that's connected with food. I like to try food, cook food, investigate, experiment, do different things, and all these things. But on Friday we spoke about beer, which was great because we love beer. But this today we're speaking about food. First of all, we're going to speak about a few different ways to cook food, and of course Navarra. We're in Pamplona here, in case you didn't realise. And Navarra is a wonderful area of Spain for food because it's got great ingredients, lovely dishes, regional dishes, different ways to cook. Amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's probably the best region in Spain.
I would say so. Mark, what's your favourite Navarran food, do you think?
Just to remember. It's not Fruchala Navarra.
Okay.
I don't really like that.
Okay.
And do
you like ajuarero?
It's okay.
Okay. Do you like?
Because a lot of the things I do like from here are typical from Spain, like ensalada, the typical ensalada del día. You like what do we call that one? The salad we get rid of menú del día.
It's Spanish, though, isn't
it? It is like a mixed salad. Ensalada mixta.
Mixed salad.
I think I would really like to, if it's tomato season here, which is for August, something like that.
Tomatoes, or even before.
A little bit before that, you get the veggies from Tudela.
Yeah.
And you get this these massive tomatoes. They're like the size of a massive. And sprinkle a little bit of salt in them.
Yeah.
Bit of garlic, chopped onion.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Lovely.
I love it.
Sprinkle, he said.
Yeah.
He said sprinkle. Right, this is sprinkle. I think in Spanish you say una pizca. A sprinkle of salt, una pizca. And he's right, like tomato season, which I think is now, or is it next month?
No, it's later because we still can't find
June.
Yeah, I think it's July, August.
You don't really need to do much to the tomatoes because they taste so good. Of course, Navarra is really popular, famous for vegetables like the asparagus, the white asparagus, artichokes, which are in season now. Artichokes. Got lots of fantastic meat.
Yeah.
Like because we've got in the north cows and horses. It's true. You've got great meat.
Got animals here.
But of course, there's loads of different things that you can cook. I love ajuarero, which is basically cod, salted cod in tomato with potatoes, and if you cook that on your own as well, it's great. It's very easy to make, and this is a great thing. Anyway, let's speak about a few different processes and methods of cooking.
So my favorite food, kind of, barbecue.
Oh,
I love barbecue.
All right.
So
Is it popular to barbecue in Nevada?
It is, but they do quite simple. Like I like marinating my meat.
Okay.
So either with soy sauce, a little bit Indonesian style. You get some soy sauce, you get some you know, a bit of spice in there, and you let it soak up.
Not very popular in Nevada.
Not at all. So that's why I'm always barbecuing by myself.
Mark's from Holland. I'm from the UK. We love spice.
Yeah.
So we like spicy food, herby food, hot. Loads
a lot of flavor.
Flavors. Yeah. A lot of people in Spain don't even like it. Well, in Nevada, it's not really typical. Mark used the verb marinating.
Yeah.
What is that, Mark? Can you describe that?
Well, you basically, if you make a sauce, imagine, for example, oil, soy sauce, Tabasco, and a bit of garlic, something like that.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper, of course. You put your meat in there and you let it sit for 2-3 hours so that the meat really absorbs the flavors.
Yes.
That's called marinating.
Yeah.
Marinating something.
Yeah.
Fish.
Marinado.
You can do, yeah. I think so.
Marinated fish, marinated meat. Marinated meat on the barbecues. Amazing.
Because here, typically in Navarra, what they do is as you barbecue, you spread, for example, a sauce on top.
Yeah.
Which is a kind of marinating is much quicker.
Yeah.
So it's got typically maybe salt, oil, garlic, obviously, and then some herbs.
Yeah, it's quite basic.
Quite basic. And you kind of spread it over there.
Full of flavor. Yeah. You can use barbecue as a verb to barbecue meat. Of course, what you're doing when you barbecue meat or fish or vegetables, even, you are basically, what are you doing? Grilling.
Burning it.
Burning, open.
Depends how good you are at barbecue.
Are you grilling it, really?
You are grilling it, I suppose. Yeah.
Let's go on to the next one. The next verb is to griddle.
This is one I did not know.
All right, griddle. I'm sure that a lot of people watching, maybe on Instagram or whatever, at home in the kitchen, if you've got a pan, and they're usually square, and it's a pan. It's not a thick pan. It's a frying pan.
But it's not grilling.
It's griddling.
Oh, right.
Right. So so what the pan has these lines that go across the pan, right? And if you look at the pan from the side, it goes like this, right? That's basically so that whatever you cook on the griddle pan, because it's like this, because it's corrugated, if you like, and it's got raised edges, the fat from the meat, it runs away from the meat.
Right.
And it goes to the side. You know, when you go to a restaurant and you get a piece of meat like beef in Spain, entrecot, which is sirloin or ribeye steak, and it's got the dark coloured lines on the meat. That's because it's been griddled, and basically the fat that comes off the meat, it can run away from the meat. It doesn't sit on the meat.
So is the meat then dry?
It's not dry. It shouldn't be dry.
But it's drier than if you
dry. Yeah. It's a little bit in between grilling and frying, basically. That's it. You get these pans. You can go to IKEA. You can go to IKEA. You can get a griddle pan.
Not we're making commercials.
It's the pans with the frying pans with the lines in them to griddle. They're really good. Let's go to the next one, right? And this is one of a way that I love to eat eggs, and this is poached eggs. It's not very popular in Spain or in Nevada. Most people, we love eggs. Everybody eats eggs, I think, most people. But one of my favourite ways to eat eggs is poached eggs. So
why the difference between poached and boiled? For example, everybody knows boiled egg. Boiled egg, 5 minutes, by the way, otherwise it's dry and horrible.
Yeah.
So you boil it for about 5 minutes. What's the difference between poached and boiled?
So the obvious difference is with a boiled egg, you get the water and you put the egg with the
shell.
Oh, I forgot. So the shell, you get the egg.
Company's called it.
You get the egg with the shell and you put it in the water and you boil the water and the egg cooks inside the shell. Poached egg, it's the same idea with the water. You've got to have, I'm going to give you a tip now, right? You have hot water and you crack the egg so that the egg separates in the water. Now, what are the key tips to poaching eggs? I'll give you 2 really massive tips if you like eggs and you like poaching eggs. Now, one of my favourite dishes with poached eggs is eggs Benedict, and this is a wonderful breakfast meal where you have poached eggs, ham or salmon on toasted bread, and you get this lovely sauce, which is hollandaise sauce, which you should know about.
Yeah.
Because it's from Holland, right?
No, it's not.
Is it not from Holland?
Hollandaise.
Hollandaise.
It's not even called
Hollandish. It's hollandaise sauce. Right. Basically, what are the two main tips about poaching eggs? I'll tell you. When you crack the egg into the water, don't have the water boiling, because if the water's boiling and it's too hot, the egg will disperse and it'll just go, it'll mix with the water. You have to have the water. I don't know what temperature, but let's just say 70. No, 70 degrees, 75 degrees. The water needs to be just moving. It needs to be hot, but not boiling. If it's boiling, it breaks the egg and the egg disperses and it gets all nasty in the water. The other massive tip, if you want to make eggs Benedict at home, add white vinegar to the water, and some salt, but white vinegar, right? Apparently, like physics, if you put vinegar in the water, into the hot water, and then you crack the egg into the water, the vinegar helps the egg to stay together. And that's what you want when you poach an egg. And another big one, of course, the big one, make sure, yeah, this is number 3, make sure that the eggs that you use are fresh and from the fridge. Okay.
Cold.
Cold.
So you want to have the temperature difference between cold and
the egg needs to stay together when you drop it in the water. But yeah, that's poaching. It's basically eggs cracked in water so that
so there's 2 uses of poaching. Yeah. One, where you illegally kill animals, and 2, if you're furloughed and you have a lot of time making breakfast.
Yeah, what's poaching? Cazando
ilegal.
Cazar ilegal, yeah. Right, the last one, roasting, which is quite easy.
Yeah,
roasting. What's roasting?
Put it in the oven.
Yeah.
Put the light on, and wait for 3 hours.
Basically, yeah. Put it in the oven. You can also marinate meat or vegetables and then put it in the oven. If you put something in the oven, usually you are roasting that.
So, what's your favorite thing to roast in the oven?
I like ribs, roasted ribs.
Spare ribs. Roasted spare ribs. Fantastic. The clue with that is, put it in 20 minutes in the oven and wait till it's a bit cooked, and then you roast the edges of it to get a nice layer on it. So you marinate obviously the meat a little bit. Okay. Put it in the oven, cook it as it were, bake it.
How long?
20 minutes. Okay. 20 minutes if you've got a decent rack.
Yeah.
So with spare ribs we call it a rack of spare ribs.
Right? Rack of ribs. Costillas.
Exactly. So you marinate with a bit of oil on top of that. Cook it for 20 minutes in the oven. Then the last 10 minutes, that's when you start to roast it. And that's when you put the topping on.
And do you put the temperature higher?
No, you leave it on. But that's when you glaze, to glaze something. For example, if you've got a sauce, you glaze it onto the meat. Okay. So you kind of melt the sauce. So for example, honey, any kind of honey sauce,
yes,
you glaze it because you crystallize the honey.
Okay, it becomes crispy.
Goes crispy on the outer layer of the ribs.
Very nice.
And that's nice. Also, cut lines into your spare ribs so that the flavor and salt, everything goes in. Okay. That's marinating. Make sure you cut lines, cut the meat up a little bit.
Let the marinade get into the meat.
Get in it, absorb it, things like that.
Yeah, I like roasted fish. I don't think I love roasted fish. For me, one of my favourite types of fish is sea bass or sea bream. Very simple. Open it, put some olive oil on, salt, pepper, lemon, bit of garlic, put it in the oven, roast it for 12 minutes.
Done. Yeah.
I like simple food, I suppose, really good. Let's speak about some verbs before we finish, right? So we've got sprinkle, which is to sprinkle, una pizca, that you can sprinkle salt on food. We've got squeeze. Squeeze! There was a band in the 70s called Squeeze. Right?
What did they do?
Get a lemon or a lime, cut it in half, and squeeze it on your fish. That's squeeze. Okay. A dash, right? Remember that when you talk about food, you've got to separate liquids and solids. You can't have a sprinkle of liquid because that's not right. You've got a sprinkle of salt, a sprinkle of pepper, a sprinkle of sugar, or a sprinkle of herbs, dry herbs. But a dash, right? That is, as in chorrico. A dash of lime, a dash of oil, a dash of vinegar. It just means one of these choricos, right? It's a dash.
Yeah.
And that's lovely when you make salads.
A drop of.
A drop. Literally has to be a drop. Yeah.
You kind of drop it off.
Couple of drops of oil, a couple of drops of vinegar. Another one, just verbs, to season or to dress.
Yeah. Dress with a salad. One of my favorite dishes. You dress a salad, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
You make a dressing. In fact, you mix all the ingredients before you put it on the salad. Oil, whatever you want. You kind of make the dressing, put it on the salad. It's dressing the salad.
Okay, so to dress the salad.
Yeah.
So dressing is it harina or
Yeah.
harina, I can't remember. But basically you have a salad and you put oil, vinegar, salt, pepper, and that is a dressing. And so you dress the salad or you season. And that's basically, if you season food, whether it's meat, vegetables, or salad, that's basically salt and pepper. And
Normally.
sal y pimienta, basically when you put salt and pepper on food, you are seasoning the food, right? That's basically it. Very simple. Remember as well.
Very important. You don't take away. You take food. Normally you go out for food or take away food. So I'm going to go to a restaurant. I'm going to get some takeaway, like we're doing now.
Yes.
Or I go to the restaurant.
Okay.
Or I'm going to get food. Not have.
Ah, that's right. Yeah. Going out for food.
Yeah. And not having a lunch. I'm going for a lunch. For example, that's a typical mistake you hear.
Yeah, I think the big one there is that in Spanish you use the verbs lunch and dinner as verbs. But in English we don't say I am lunching or I am dinnering. It's not a verb. I'm having lunch, I'm having dinner. Or I'm going for lunch, I'm going for dinner. I'm having a takeout. Right, this webinar is finishing. And remember, this is food. We've spoken about this much, right? There are so many things that you can speak about with food. So probably the next one next week, next Tuesday, 7 o'clock Spain time, we're going to do some more food because I think that we've got loads to speak about food.
Right. Food.
In between, before next Tuesday, we'll do another video on our YouTube channel, and it'll be something to do with grammar. It might even be this man here doing some exam preparation video. But anyway, thanks for joining.
So check out our file and top tips for the Cambridge exam.
Top tips.
We're going to talk about time management.
Yeah, use of English, time management.
Yeah,
okay. So there we are. That'll be next. That'll be in between. So keep tuning into our YouTube channel. Try to use it as much as possible. Remember, the next webinar, the next live webinar is next Tuesday, not Friday. Friday we are drinking beer in a bar.
I'm teaching.
Okay, so forget next Friday. See you next Tuesday. Right.
All right.
Thanks for joining.
See you guys.
We'll see you soon. I never know how to end this bloody thing. Bye.
My sister, like I said, in the